Have you ever sat down after a meal, maybe turned on the TV, thinking you'd just rest for a bit, and suddenly 2 hours have gone by? Maybe your legs feel a little stiff when you finally stand up, your back's a little sore, and your heart's thumping just a bit louder than usual. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. I've heard that story more times than I can count. As a heart surgeon, I've spent decades looking at the inside of the human body. Literally. I've seen what a healthy heart looks like. I've seen what a damaged heart looks like. And I can tell you with absolute certainty that there is one habit, just one, that's quietly doing more harm to seniors than most people realize. And I'm begging you to stop it. I don't say that lightly. I say it with all the care and compassion I can offer, because I've had patients who could have lived longer, fuller lives if they just made this one change. Now, before you jump to conclusions, no, it's not about quitting sugar cold turkey or running 5 miles a day or turning your life upside down. In fact, this habit seems harmless at first glance. It's become so normal, so routine, that most folks don't even think twice about it. I'm talking about sitting too much. That's it. But I want you to really hear me. Prolonged sitting is slowly and silently hurting your heart, your circulation, your metabolism, even your brain function. And for people over 60, when the body naturally starts to slow down, this habit can accelerate aging faster than almost anything else. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you can't enjoy your favorite chair or take time to rest. Rest is good. But what I'm urging you to stop is this pattern of sitting for hours and hours without movement. Whether it's in front of the television, at the dining table, in the car, or even during long social events. If your body isn't getting a chance to move regularly, you're inviting trouble. Let me explain why. When you sit for long periods, your circulation slows. Your heart doesn't pump blood as efficiently. The muscles in your legs, especially your calves, act like a second heart, helping move blood back up to your chest. But when those muscles stay inactive, blood starts to pool. This increases the risk of clots, especially in the deep veins of the legs, a condition called deep vein thrombosis. If one of those clots breaks loose and travels to your lungs or heart, it can be deadly. I've seen this happen too often. Now, some of my patients say, "But I walk every morning." And that's fantastic. I love hearing that. But even if you take a daily walk, if you then spend the next 6 or 7 hours on the couch or in a recliner, the damage can still build up. Movement has to be spread throughout your day. The other issue, sitting too long affects your metabolism. Your body starts burning fewer calories. Blood sugar levels rise. Over time, this contributes to insulin resistance, weight gain, and eventually type 2 diabetes. And all of those are major risk factors for heart disease. I know none of this is fun to hear, but knowledge is power. And the good news is, it's not too late. The heart is a remarkable organ. It's resilient, adaptable, and it responds beautifully to even small changes. That's why I'm not just here to sound the alarm. I want to show you exactly how to turn things around, starting today. You don't have to join a gym. You don't need fancy equipment. All you need is a few minutes of intentional movement, sprinkled throughout your day. Start with standing up every 30 to 45 minutes. Just stand, stretch your arms, march in place for a minute, walk to the kitchen and back. That simple shift, going from total stillness to light movement, can boost your circulation, lower your blood sugar, and send a signal to your heart that you're still in the game. One of my patients, Linda, she's 73 and had been dealing with fatigue and leg swelling. She assumed it was just part of getting older. We looked over her routine, and it turned out she was spending over 8 hours a day sitting, especially watching her favorite mystery shows. I asked her to keep watching them, but every commercial break, she had to stand up, move around, even do a few heel raises by the couch. That was it, just that. 3 weeks later, the swelling had gone down. Her energy was up. She felt more awake, as she put it. And her blood pressure? Better than it had been in 5 years. It didn't take a miracle. It took movement. Now, I also want to address something I hear a lot. But doc, I have arthritis. Moving around hurts. I hear you. And I'm not asking you to do anything painful, but there are gentle ways to move that don't strain the joints, like stretching in bed before getting up, slow walking around the house, or even seated exercises for your arms and legs. The key is to avoid going hours without motion. Think of it like this. Your heart is a machine, but it's one that loves motion. It was never built for a sedentary life. Every beat wants to serve a purpose, to fuel your brain, your muscles, your life. So give it a reason to beat stronger. And if you're wondering when's the best time to start, the answer is always now. Whether you're 60, 70, 80, or beyond, your body still listens. Your heart still responds. Even 5 minutes of walking after a meal can improve your digestion and help regulate blood sugar. A slow stroll around your living room while talking on the phone, that counts. Stepping side to side while brushing your teeth, it all adds up. Now that you're starting to see just how much this one habit, prolonged sitting, can impact your heart and your overall health, it's time to talk about another side effect that many people overlook: your mind. That's right. Sitting too much doesn't just affect your heart. It quietly chips away at your mental clarity, your memory, even your mood. Have you ever noticed that after a long day of doing, well, not much, you sometimes feel foggy, a little low on energy, maybe even a bit irritable? That's not just getting older. That's what happens when your brain doesn't get the stimulation it needs. And one of the best ways to give it that stimulation? Movement. When we move, even gently, blood flow increases to the brain. That means more oxygen, more nutrients, and better function. There's a reason why people say, "I think better on my feet." It's true. Your brain loves movement. It thrives on it. It gets sharper, more focused, and yes, even happier. You don't have to do jumping jacks or jog laps around the house. Simple movements like walking, stretching, or even dancing slowly to music can lift your mood in a way that sitting simply can't. In fact, studies show that regular light movement throughout the day can reduce the risk of depression in older adults. And let's face it, we could all use a little more joy in our days. Now, I want to paint a picture for you. Think of your body like a garden. Every time you move, it's like watering the plants. Circulation is your watering can, carrying nourishment to all parts of your body, your heart, your brain, your joints. But if you sit for too long, the soil dries up. Things get stiff. Weeds start to grow. Movement is what keeps your garden blooming. One gentleman I treated, Mr. Carter, was 82 and had been an accountant his whole life. After retirement, he spent most of his days reading or watching the news. When he came in, he wasn't dealing with any major heart condition, but his memory had started slipping, and he said he just didn't feel like himself anymore. We looked at his daily routine and realized he was sitting for nearly 10 hours a day, often in one position. I asked him to start with just 5 minutes of movement every hour. Walk to the mailbox. Do a few leg lifts while seated, even just pacing during commercial breaks. 3 months later, he walked into my office with a smile I hadn't seen before. He said he felt sharper, lighter, more like himself. That, to me, is worth more than any prescription. You see, motion reminds your body that it's alive. It keeps your joints lubricated, your muscles active, and your brain engaged. It gives you a sense of independence, because the truth is, the longer we sit, the harder it gets to move. And once that downward spiral begins, it can be tough to climb out of. But the beauty of it all? You can start climbing today. You don't need to go fast, you just need to go often. Let me share a simple idea that's helped many of my older patients. Tie movement to something you already do. Watching TV? Use the remote as a reminder. When you change the channel or start a new episode, stand up and stretch. Drinking tea or coffee? While the kettle's boiling or the coffee's brewing, do a few slow toe taps or side steps. Talking on the phone? Take that call while walking in place. These small habits stack up. 1 minute becomes 5, 5 becomes 10, and soon your body starts feeling more alive. Your circulation improves. Your digestion feels easier. Your mind gets clearer. You sleep better. All from gently interrupting the habit of stillness. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but I've been doing it this way for years. Is it really worth changing now? Let me tell you, yes. 100 times yes. Your heart doesn't care how old you are. It only cares about what you do today. The moment you start sending it, signals that you're still in motion, still growing, still trying. It responds. It gets stronger, more efficient. And so do you. In fact, one of the best ways to protect your independence as you age is to stay mobile. The more you move now, the more likely you'll be able to keep doing the things you love, whether that's walking in the garden, playing with your grandkids, or dancing at a wedding. It all comes back to movement, not just for your heart, but for your entire quality of life.
Let's take it one step further. Let's talk about something most people don't realize is connected to sitting: inflammation. When you sit too long, your body can fall into a low-grade inflammatory state. That's a fancy way of saying your cells get stressed. They don't function as well. This inflammation isn't the kind that gives you a fever. It's silent, slow, and dangerous. It contributes to heart disease, arthritis, memory decline, and even certain types of cancer. But when you move, even lightly, your body produces anti-inflammatory effects. It's like flipping a switch from stress mode to healing mode. That's why I'm not just talking about burning calories. I'm talking about healing your body from the inside out. And no, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be fast. You just have to be aware. Aware of how long you've been sitting. Aware of the little opportunities to move. And aware that your body is always listening to what you're doing. I had one patient tell me, "Doc, I've spent more years sitting than I have moving. What difference can a few months make?" I looked him in the eye and said, "It could make the difference between struggling to stand and walking into your next decade strong." That's what's at stake here. Your strength, your freedom, your future. And if I, as a heart surgeon who's seen both sides, the people who ignored the warnings and paid the price, and the ones who made small changes and turned their lives around, if I could sit across from you right now and take your hand, I'd say, please, don't let this one habit steal your health. It doesn't have to. You still have time. You still have power. And your heart, your beautiful, loyal heart, is waiting for you to choose movement. Now that you're beginning to see how movement can fight inflammation, protect your brain, and revive your energy, there's one more thing I need to share with you. Something that might be even more surprising. It's about how sitting too much can actually weaken your immune system. That's right. The very thing that's supposed to protect you from colds, flu, infections, even some forms of cancer, can become sluggish and less effective when your body spends most of its time still. You see, your immune system isn't just some abstract thing floating around in your body. It's deeply connected to how your blood flows, how your lymphatic system moves, and how active your muscles are. And guess what supports all of those? Movement. When you move, even just walking around the house or doing light stretches, you help circulate immune cells more efficiently. You help your body scan for invaders, respond to threats, and repair itself faster. But when you sit for long stretches, your immune response slows down. It's like putting your internal defense team on break. And sometimes, the wrong enemy shows up while they're off duty. I remember one woman, I'll call her Nancy, who had dealt with one cold after another. She was 69, active in her community, but always seemed to be coming down with something. Her heart was in good shape, but when we reviewed her daily habits, it became clear. She was sitting nearly all day at her computer working on volunteer projects, barely getting up even to eat. She thought she was being productive, but her immune system was paying the price. So I gave her a challenge. Set a timer every hour. Just 2 minutes of movement. That was it. March in place, go water the plants, do a few shoulder rolls. Within a few weeks, she called me and said, "You won't believe it. I feel stronger. I haven't gotten sick once." That's the body talking. That's the immune system waking up and doing its job again. And here's something else I want you to think about. You may not be able to see the inside of your body, but you can feel it. You can feel the difference between a day when you've moved and a day when you haven't. On the days you move, you feel a little more alive, more hopeful. That's not just mood, that's biology. It's your cells saying thank you. Now, let's talk about another issue that affects so many people as they age. Balance. Falls are one of the leading causes of injury in seniors, and often, it's not because someone wasn't careful. It's because the body's balance systems start to weaken from lack of use. When you sit too long, you're not challenging your balance. Your legs aren't practicing stability. Your core muscles, the ones that help you stay upright and steady, aren't getting the engagement they need. But just a few minutes of standing, walking, and light sidestepping every day can strengthen those muscles. It's like teaching your body how to be ready again, ready to catch itself, ready to react. You don't need to take risks or push yourself too hard. Just standing on one foot while brushing your teeth or slowly stepping side to side while holding the back of a chair. Those little actions send signals to your brain and your muscles. Stay alert, stay balanced, stay strong. And before you know it, your confidence starts to return. You're not worried about getting out of a chair or stepping off the curb. That's not just physical, that's mental freedom. And that is priceless. Now, I know some days it's just harder to get up and move. Maybe your energy is low, maybe the weather's bad, or maybe you're just not feeling motivated. I want you to know that's okay. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to keep trying. Movement doesn't have to be grand, it doesn't have to be long, it just has to happen. Even the smallest act, a slow walk to the kitchen, a few arm circles, standing while listening to a song, it all counts. It all matters. You are not too old. You are not too late. Your heart still wants to beat for you. Your body still wants to serve you. And if you give it just a little more attention, a little more motion, it will rise to meet you. Every time. I want to leave you with this thought. You are not just keeping your heart healthy by moving. You are reclaiming your independence. You are giving yourself more years to do what you love. More time to spend with the people you care about. More mornings to wake up and say, "I feel good today." That's not a dream. That can be your reality. So, let's take this seriously. Let's stop pretending that sitting for hours is harmless. Let's stop calling it rest when it's actually robbing us of our strength. Let's stand up for our hearts, our brains, our bodies, our future. I've seen too many lives cut short not because of some rare disease, but because of everyday habits that were never questioned. And I don't want that for you. What I want is for you to thrive. I want you to have the energy to walk outside and feel the sun on your skin. I want your legs to carry you with confidence. I want your heart to beat with pride, because you chose to care for it. You chose to move. You chose life. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What small movement are you going to try today? Is there a new habit you're ready to build? Share it in the comments. I read them, and I care deeply about what you have to say. And if this video helped you, even just a little, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so we can keep walking this path of health together. You're not alone. This is a community of people choosing strength, one small step at a time. So here's to you, to your health, your heart, and your next chapter. Because no matter your age, the best is still ahead. Let's stand up for it. Literally.